All right, everyone. Welcome to Living Vegas with Kris and Ginger. What are we going to talk about?
Living Vegas. Like, you mean we live here?
Yeah, it's a living.
Yeah, we are Las
Doing
Vegas
Vegas.
locals, and we live here in Las Vegas. So we want to share in our podcasts, as we have been doing, two segments: a personal segment and a Vegas segment. And on the personal segment, today's segment has been selected by my husband, Kris Vegas.
We call this one "My Wife's a Drill Sergeant." Yeah, I just said that.
Okay,
So-
we are going to go straight through. We are not going to stop anything. So if you guys are concerned about maybe a little, we don't want to call it an argument, maybe a disagreement, yeah, you might be in the right place. I don't know.
All right, so where to start? So I think it helps to start with my personality and how I go about my work and how, and then we'll get to how Ginger does her work and how those two kind of intersect, if you will.
Well, I would like to say it's Ginger's perspective because, babe, I always say perspective is
Almost everything?
everything in life.
Oh, my God. All right, so since the time I was just a high school kid, just working as an athlete, preparing and training and trying to get better. I don't know why you're.
I'm loving my
rubbing-
husband. I'm just giving him some. It's okay, babe. Say whatever you need to say.
Okay, well, that's what I'm trying to do, but you interrupted me by touching me.
By touching
So
me.
she's touching me again. All right,
Okay,
so
go ahead, babe.
anyway, so back in high school, I was training to be a discus thrower, shot putter, and trying to be a state champion, blah, blah, blah. Worked my butt off, got a scholarship to UCLA, and at that point in my life, I realized I had great capacity to put in tremendous effort, but that effort always had to be accompanied by some recovery. And whatever that means, for me at UCLA, I would work out so hard in the weight room that I would throw up, literally throw up after a workout. It happened multiple times. You know, you would expect a runner at UCLA, a distance runner or a sprinter or somebody who's gone massive exertion that maybe they would throw up, but not a weightlifter guy in the weight room. But that's what I did. So my reward was on Fridays, I would treat myself to Arby's. That was it. I just needed to go to Arby's and have my 3 favorite sandwiches.
3.
Because I was 250 pounds. I was trying to put on weight, and yeah.
Can you give some perspective to that, babe? How tall are you?
6'2". So 6'2", 250, but I was trained, when I was at my peak, I had 7.2% body fat. That's where they immerse you in the water and they weigh you and all that at UCLA's medical center. So it was really cool. Anyway, the point being that I developed this pattern of maximum effort followed by recovery or reward. And that carried on through my work life, and it's carried all the way up to, the 40 years of my work life, and then retirement hit. So what happens? You work your tail off for 40 years, and comes retirement, you're thinking it's time to recover. It's time to reward yourself. It's time to have fun. And then my lovely wife says, hey, I've been doing this YouTube thing, and I really think you should join. And I was like, remember I told you, sorry, I bumped the table. I immediately said no, because that sounds like work, but I've since come around and I realized that we just look at life different. So right now we're in a vibe, we're in a good situation with YouTube, and we've got podcasts, we've got you name it, live streams, shorts, long form, you name it. And Ginger, I think just has. I have an.
But can I
no, wait, let me just finish this one.
But I just want to say,
okay, I guess
I wasn't his wife for his whole life, going through everything he's explained to you. We were newlyweds, so it's like then I came into the picture. So I just want to give that into the mix.
Okay. So I think the point I was trying to make is that I have an off switch, and I have a perception that you don't. So obviously Ginger will talk about how she worked and how, as a dance coach and as a performer herself, and all the great success she had, how that work ethic was developed and how she's able to turn it off. But sometimes I I have a need to turn it off, and you're just keeping going, and that's why I call you a drill sergeant.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't really see any of that that you've discussed here. Why that would make me a drill sergeant?
Oh, you'd have to be here.
I am here.
You'd have to witness it. When I'm in a point where I want to recover, and you're like, let's do a podcast, let's do a live stream, let's do a couple shorts. Have you got those members updated? Have we doing that? And I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
I update the members.
I knew you were going to trust me on that. I'm just throwing out the things that YouTube demands of our time, and you want to go do those things when I want to recover. Guys, is this making any sense?
I feel like you've left a little bit out, babe. I think that there have been times that you have told me, oh my gosh, I married my dad. Do you want to give any perspective to that statement?
Well, my dad was 6'5". He was a drill sergeant in the Marine Corps. He was two tours in Korea, and he trained me on discipline. He's very hard-nosed, very to the task, and that's one of the reasons I was successful both in athletics and in the business world.
Tall guy.
Yeah, but even he knew when to recover and to reward himself. I remember him rewarding himself quite well a few times, and maybe too well, but yeah.
Yeah, and in my book, rewards are kind of overrated because the most successful... Because the most successful people in this world don't sit around and rest on their laurels. It's like when you, and I no offense, babe, you have been extremely successful in life, and I love you for who you are and where you are. And I thank you for marrying me and going on this journey with me. And now we're sharing it with everybody. So everybody knows everything. But when my entire life, I've kind of been, and it could be because of my parents or whatever. Maybe we have to go talk to my therapist about that. I'm just kidding. But the bottom line is I just operate the way I operate, and it's like there's something to get done, and I don't care what it is, how small or large the task is. My goal is to do it to the utmost best of my ability. And I don't need to do it that way so that somebody says, good girl, atta girl. We're going to give you an award. We're going to give you a pay raise. Because I kind of feel like when you have that, and I actually think this is kind of missing from a lot of the youth of today, but I think that when you have that, whatever it is that I'm going to do, whether I'm starting a new job as a 16-year-old and I'm working in a pizza place, I am going to do the very best that I can do at every little thing that I am doing. Not because I'm going to get paid more or somebody's watching or whatever. It's just because that's how I am. And then when you're done with that thing, then there's always something more, something to do next. So,
wait. So you did that as a pizza girl at 16 years old, and I imagine you didn't take any money for that at all. You didn't get any pay or anything.
No, I got paid.
You just did it because you really enjoyed.
Yeah, but there were some people that were hanging out in the big refrigerator room getting high, and they were still getting the same pay I was getting. And I was doing everything right.
You're missing my point. I get that you want to do the very best job at whatever you do. I'm wired that way too. We're both the same in that regard. But ultimately, it's for a paycheck. And for me, ultimately, it was for whether it be a gold medal or whether it be retirement or whatever, there's a finish line and then a reward.
Okay. Well, okay, let me pick something that doesn't have a paycheck with it. Working on the tortoise habitat or something like that. If it's a way that I want it to work, it's like work on it and then no, it's not quite right. Maybe change it this way. And so I can keep working at it as long as it takes to get it right.
Right.
Now, and that has no paycheck with it. The paychecks to me are just that
the reward is seeing the happy tortoises wander about the enclosure.
And if you like tortoises, guys, there's a plug. Watch Tortoise Time or watch some of our tortoise stuff. We have 6 beautiful Mojave Desert tortoises. Yep. Anyway, when I was I've danced my entire life, everything, ballet, contemporary, jazz, tap, everything. Did a lot of musical theater. I danced in a professional jazz company. And then I went on to teach. And some of you are familiar with United Spirit Association. So I taught for them for a few years. Then I went on to teach high school for 25 years where I coached and taught dance. And I have a lot of things that I would say to my students on a regular basis, like make it work. Just make it work. If it can't work, I'll fix it. in the choreography.
For the record, she hasn't told me that yet, but I think it's coming.
But my point is, we would work on, I would do the choreography. I would put it on them. I would clean the choreography. Some of you don't know dance, so this doesn't make a lot of sense. But let's say that we did this whole dance, 40 dance pieces to put in a concert. Then we ran the concert for a few nights, made a few $1,000s, had a few thousand people come, and it was a success. It was a success. It was really important to me that it was a success. Now, there's not a measuring stick on that. You just know what succeeded and what didn't based on, it was pretty much.
Please tell me you at least heard the applause at the end.
Oh, I always, I love the applause, and I love the
bow, have your guys all bow.
Yeah, I made sure I always did a choreographed bow, and everything was set.
So that's a reward, kind of.
Everything was set. Well, then this is what my point was: is we would get back, the concert would be over, with something we worked on for months and months. But at the same token, we were working on for my dance team, like 2 competitive dance teams, an all male and an all female. They're separate dance teams. There would be a competition that was coming up. And so we would have to work on the competition piece, or there was an assembly piece or whatever. And that was coming up very soon. So there was no time to take a day off to just celebrate. I mean, we needed every minute that we had in order to beat those tough teams in Texas, in Kentucky, and all of those states back east, because those in the dance drill world, those really, those are the best teams. So we had to get on it. And the kids would always say, Coach, how come we can't have one day to celebrate? And sometimes I feel that that's what my husband is saying. But he's like, babe, can't we just do some celebration? I'm like, no, we have more to do. We have stuff on our plates. So maybe that's really not the best thing in the world that I'm the way I am. But he thinks let me just say, babe, you think I don't have an off switch? And I think
it's hard for you to flip it. It's stuck. It might need some WD-40 or something.
You think so?
Yeah. And eventually you can turn it off. Yeah.
No, my perspective is I have an off switch. It just doesn't stay off for long. And it's actually a quick flip.
Hey, for the record, I love your work ethic. I love your appreciation of what it takes to be the greatest at something. That is one of the things that attracted you to me to you.
Both ways, probably.
Anyway, but so no, I don't want to belittle that in any way, because I think it's an incredibly awesome quality that separates you and has separated you from the rest of the folks who do your job or try to do it as well as you do. In the athletic world, though, so much of your success is based on recovery. In the weight room, when I would work out that hard, you had to shut it down the next day and do just light movements and stretching, or your muscles would not be explosive enough to perform at their best. So maximum effort, maximum recovery, and then maximum effort again, and so on. The pattern for an athlete, at least in the explosive events of the shot put and discus, you had to recover.
And babe, I totally respect that. And so that y'all know, this has kind of been an ongoing topic of discussion with us. And that's why it ranked in being a topic for our podcast. And I just, again, to give everybody a little bit more perspective, when I would take my students to national dance competitions, we have many national titles of winning first place. And sometimes the football coaches would say, if you want it done right, go ask the dance coach, because she'll make sure it gets done right, because she runs a tight ship.
Drill sergeant.
and also in the dance drill world, when I was in high school, dance drill teams were a big thing then. They still are in some worlds right now. But I would teach all the military things. So I think it's kind of funny when he says drill sergeant, because I would call the drill downs, and I taught even my dancers when we didn't do dance drill, we only did dance. They had a lot of fun because it's like a mind game, right face, left face, about face, all of those things. And that was just a little fun, after a hard practice, we would shut down and nothing physical, just mental. And if you make a mistake, you have to fall out and sit down on the side. And the last person standing would win the first place ribbon.
I feel like if I was in your dance troupe or whatever, your team or company or whatever you call it, and all you said was 5, 6, 7, 8. And I would probably wet my pants and just run away because it's just so intimidating that you have to do all those intricate movements precisely to the music the way that you have choreographed it. And that kind of pressure under no warrant. It's like the movie Whiplash we just saw with the drummer.
Yes.
I don't think you're anything like that teacher. And
no.
But because all your students loved
no,
you.
I'm kind.
They loved you and they performed for you. I guess the sum total of all this.
But I wanted to. I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, babe. But I want you to let them know about your success.
See what she does to me?
Your successes.
Why?
Because so
I told him I was a
All-American athlete,
All-American discus thrower at UCLA. I was Olympic trials athlete in the discus as well. I was 21 years old when I competed in I won't say what year.
I was going to say what I go.
And I was among the best in my profession. So the hard work definitely paid off. But the way I am wired, all that recovery was essential for me getting there. And I guess my point was going to be two different styles here that produced. I mean, I was also a state champion, a conference champion. I set records left and right. Great success on both ends with two different ways of doing it. So the point is, success is success. It doesn't matter how you get there. She's just tougher than I am. She can stand up under all of that exertion and all that effort without any reward. I can't.
Oh, I'm going to take that as a compliment.
I think it is a compliment. I wouldn't recommend it for a person who has my personality because I'll never get where you got because I can't do it I'm not wired that way. I can go major bursts for a period of time and then I got to recover.
Yeah. So just to kind of put that in a nutshell, what that kind of means is that the way that I operate pretty much through everything is I don't care what anybody thinks. I don't need validation. If I think it was good, it's good. And maybe we didn't place the way I wanted us to place at the competition, then I don't really care because as long as we did the absolute best that we could do,
right,
that I don't expect anything else. And I consider that a success. And I think in your world, the success lies in the measurement, yes, and then the rewards. And sometimes we have a little bit of an issue there because he wants a reward and I don't care about the reward.
Or I just want to recover. I just don't want to do anything more. I don't want to have to do another thing. And as soon as I get, that half hour or a half a day or whatever it takes to recharge, then I'm ready to go as hard as you want me to go on whatever you're thinking. But if you hit me when I'm in recovery mode and you want to work,
yes,
boom, there's friction.
And I'll have to tell you guys, recovery mode quite often consists of a hot bubble bath, a man bath.
Not necessarily why is it a bubble bath? Why'd you have to make it
Because a jacuzzi
sound?
tub. I'm sorry, a hot jacuzzi
there we
tub.
Go. That's better.
With maybe some candlelight and music.
Music, yes, but I haven't done candlelight in quite a while.
Where I
don't
just
have
like
any aromatherapy going on. I'm just, doing my thing.
Maybe we need some aromatherapy. Where
Maybe.
I just like my steam shower.
Yeah, because you're a drill sergeant. Okay, so
Do you like being married? Do you like being married to a drill sergeant, babe?
I do. It feels right at home. It's like my dad's still with me.
I never met your father, and I wish I could meet that.
He would love
what was
you.
he, 6'5"?
6'5", yeah.
And yeah, Marine drill sergeant, put nails in the tips of his shoes so you could hear him when he was
walking. He had wingtips with
walking in.
the taps at the end. Yeah, he was a great businessman and a great drill sergeant.
Well, I will say just one thing before we leave that I want to say and recognize is as a dance teacher for over 25 years, when I wanted everybody's attention, I would say 5, 6, 7, 8, and they would just
And I'll go, I have to run to the bathroom. I'll be back.
Yeah, so I ran a tight ship. Yeah. So I just have to say this story too, because I just think it's super funny, is one day at lunch, the football coach came in and he said, "Hey, coach," to me. He says, "I just passed a couple of your dance kids eating lunch outside the dance room." And I heard him saying, "Oh, that Rossiter, she's a bee, but she's a nice bee."
such a thing?
So to have the coach, the football coach, he says, I just had to share that with you because they said she is a B. But she's a really nice B. Anyway,
world?
I got a kick out of that. And the football coach also got a kick out of it. That's why he wanted to share it with me.
That's funny. Well, I don't think you're a B.
Thank you, baby.
You're my BB. Baby. All right.
Okay.
Does that cover that topic?
I think so. It covers it for me. One other thing, though, I have to say, I say it covers it, and then I add something.
Right.
I want to say I loved my all-male dance team, and they weren't as technically trained as the females. So when I would put the two teams together and we would do a drill down, it was a even grounds. It was an even playing grounds, and they really enjoyed competing with and against each other. And then one of my dancers, I'll even name him, Wojo. Wojo went on to military college, and he was accepted by a few, and so he went to this really elite military college, and he reached out to me shortly after he started there, and he said, Coach, he says, man, it really helped me. All the drill downs that we did, I was all ready for all the military drill downs that they give us here. They do the drill downs too. And I was just like, gave me warm fuzzies. And I felt loved and appreciated.
Oh, that sounds like a reward.
I was going to say, that's probably what I like when my kids are successful in life and I can give them something that helps them in their lives. That's my reward. And then, okay, move on to the next one. Come on, baby, let's go.
Love it. Okay. That ends the personal segment. How about the next segment, which is Vegas? Babe, Vegas is changing.
Yeah. What's the biggest thing about Vegas that you think is changing?
Well, one of the things I loved coming here as a younger person in my college years was the buffets. I ate like a horse, like I said. So I ate lots of food.
Baby, you were a horse.
Well, whatever. But the buffets were part of the Vegas experience, and they have been for years. And, the kids love to go to all the buffets and eat whatever the heck they want, right? They all love them. And we just got word that one of the oldest buffets on the Strip is going to close permanently as of May 31st of this year. And that is the MGM buffet.
And that really doesn't mean a whole lot to me because I've never eaten there, but I do understand what you're saying.
I've eaten there so many times. I've got so many memories.
Well, you're seeing, yes, and that suits your personality, and you're going to miss it. I think that during the pandemic, when everything closed down and then everything had to reopen and we had to be concerned about all the germs and all the things, then the buffets slowly started opening, and we have a lot of wonderful buffets here still, but a lot of them never reopened. They just didn't reopen, and they changed the space to reopen as something different.
Yeah, I think the Aria was probably the first one to go. I used to love the Aria buffet, but they changed that whole space to Proper Eats. They made it
love
a
Proper Eats.
Food court type of arrangement. So they got multiple trendy restaurants that you can order right off the screens and get everything. I mean, it's really cool. And that trend has carried on into other casinos. And so they're starting to see, although the MGM has not designated what that space that the closed buffet will provide for that, what they're going to do with it, it's not designated in any way. So it'll be interesting. I'm guessing they're going to do something like Proper Eats, but who knows? Their sports book is on the other side, and that sports book's a little small, so maybe they'll knock the wall down and make it a bigger sports book. But the point being is the trend of the buffets is that they are going away and yielding to the Proper Eats type of format.
Right. Okay, now I see what you're saying, but I'm going to say they're just like either ascending or descending. So they're either leaving or they are really awesome. Like I'm not a real big buffet person because I just can't eat that much.
Me neither anymore.
But Wicked Spoon at the Cosmo, I don't see that one going anywhere. If anything, the price keeps going up and the food gets a little bit more gourmet.
Yeah.
And I just love it. Let me just throw it out there. My favorite buffets are Wicked Spoon, and at the Palms, they have a lobster buffet.
The AYCE, all you can eat buffet. Yeah. Those your two favorite?
Those are my two favorite buffets. And again, I'm just not that much of a buffet eater. So I think that, we've eaten at a couple of others, like, what is it, Bacchanal or?
Yeah, the widely recognized best buffets on the Strip are the Wynn Buffet and the Bacchanal at Caesars. The Bellagio still has a buffet. South Point has a buffet.
Oh yeah, some locals places. South Point, and they're not the only one. Who else has?
The Rampart has it, which is now the resort at Summerlin.
The resort at Summerlin,
which I was calling it the Inn at Summerlin, but it's not.
Red Rock.
Red Rock doesn't have a buffet.
They had one. They had one for a long time. I don't know if it ever reopened. I think it changed into something else. Yeah.
The Luxor had one. I think they closed that one, and the Excalibur may also be closed. I don't believe Mandalay Bay has one. So anyway, they're definitely going to your point. The best of the best remain,
and the prices are going up.
Yes, and the marginal ones are closing and recreating that space. So there'll still be buffets for those who love that, and it'll be a really good, high-class buffet, great experience, but at a high price is what you're saying.
And for the record, this is not a commercial. We're just talking about the buffets and the life of the buffets. And one thing I want to say about the way I look at it is I'm like Vegas is growing. It makes adjustments as the city grows, and we are the entertainment capital of the world.
Yep.
And we have a couple other things that are growing, which is our sports teams. Now we're getting more sports teams. Right. Everything's growing and growing. And we're adjusting for that. People said when I first moved here, 38 years ago, 30 years ago even, and even 25 years ago, people were saying, no, you will never have a football team, never have a basketball team, hockey team, et cetera, et cetera. And now we're going to have all the teams, I believe, soon.
We have the baseball team already, and they're talking about putting the NBA stadium next to the baseball stadium on that end of the Strip. So we haven't officially got a NBA team, but we are definitely in contention. They are evaluating.
Oh, I thought they approved the two teams for 2027.
They investigate it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I know we ought to
approve
for something.
That we have one. So, it's to your point, Vegas is always morphing, changing, evolving, and for the better, I think.
Because if you don't change, and that's a topic for a whole nother thing, but if you don't morph and change and reinvent yourself as need be, then you become dated. And that happens with people sometimes, and that's for a whole nother podcast.
Stuck in a rut.
Stuck in a rut, like the people walking around with the 80s haircuts. All right, I don't want to go into that too much right now.
Wait, I had this haircut in the 80s. No, I didn't.
But I wanted to say it's also similar not only to the sports stuff, but also to the poker rooms. Because the poker rooms here in Las Vegas, a lot, post-pandemic, some of them did not reopen. Some of them are opening slower. Some of them are closing down. Resorts World Poker Room just closed down. But we have some that are really big, like the Wynn and Venetian and the Bellagio and
South Point.
Caesars was just opening. South Point's one of the biggest locals poker rooms. We also have Orleans for a locals poker room. Green Valley Poker Room just reopened. Red Rock has a good poker room. But the ones on the Strip are, Aria's Poker Room. Aria has a really bougie poker room. Love it. I'm just, my point being, I may have missed some poker rooms in that, but my point is that I think that Vegas does a really great job at adjusting. We've got a podcast coming up of shopping, and then we can't wait to talk about that because that also applies to that.
Yeah, we love that. Yeah, that'll be a good one.
So, anything else to add to that? You want to go to a buffet, babe?
Yeah, I'm kind of hungry now. I don't know.
Do y'all like buffets? Yeah. What are the buffets you like?
I really think it depends on the station of life you're in. I mean, at this point in our life, we don't eat that much. We're sharing meals all the time, so it's not really attractive. It's like when you pay that kind of money for a buffet, you feel like you got to eat everything from every station, and it's not practical, and you end up leaving miserable because you're so stuffed.
But this girl kind of just takes a spoon of everything. I don't have a problem with just taking a little taste. And that's
I'm
good.
a little different. I had 10 lobsters on lobster night, and that was a lot. So.
But when you go with a family, when we had our whole family, well, not our whole family, we had 8 people.
Most of them, yeah.
We had 8 of us, and we did a buffet, and it was really nice the kids really like the fact that they get to pick what they want to eat.
Right. Especially the desserts. They had some fun with that.
Yeah, and everyone was like, okay, no, I don't think we're going to do the desserts. And as people are coming back with more better desserts and yummy looking desserts, they were like, oh, let me go see what they have.
Yeah, I better go try that. Yeah, let's go do that.
It was fun. We had fun. It was a good family experience.
The bottom line is Vegas buffets have always been part of the Vegas experience, and I'd hate to see them totally go away. I hope they keep a few around for the long haul. And
hey, babe, before you close the door on this, what's your take on downtown buffets? I don't even know. Are there any downtown buffets? I don't know that they exist.
Great question. I've never had a buffet downtown.
I have.
There might be. Where did you go? Do you remember?
I think I was at, I don't know, the Nugget or somewhere, because everything's always really super inexpensive. Maybe one of our guests, Ken and Julie, when we have them on a podcast as a guest, maybe they will shed some light on that. But we don't do downtown very much, or very often, I should say. And I can't think of anything off the top of no.
And that's usually where we stay. So I'm sure there's got to be one down there, but we'll talk to Ken and Julie.
All right.
All right, guys.
So thank you all for joining Kris and Ginger Vegas live. Actually, we're called Living Vegas, but we are Kris and Ginger. Our YouTube channel is Kris and Ginger Vegas Life, and our podcast series is Living Vegas with Kris and Ginger.
And we're living Vegas every day.
All right, baby.
All right.
Love you. Oh, and welcome to our home. This is our home. That's our backyard. And the pool fountains are off now because the pool's getting drained to be clean tomorrow.
It's awesome.
Okay.
Yes,
thanks,
Drill
guys.
Sergeant. Yes, ma'am. Over and out.
Okay, babe. You're dismissed.
Thank you.